So I shared my screen. Hello everyone. So we are going to discuss today this entire training program, what all we are going to cover and the entire structure, what all things will be there in this training program. Here, as I mentioned earlier also, this will be a training program where you will learn Mulesoft concept through real-time project and you will see one end-to-end project you can say starting from requirement gathering till the deployment. You will see all these steps and we will do practically, we will do lots of hands-on experience also. Okay. So for this, first let me tell you about the course content. So here we will have first requirement gathering. So we will create one functional design document together. So one set of API, we will create functional design document together, and I will explain you what all things you need to put in functional design document, like flow diagram, sequence diagram, API landscape diagram, then API detail, then some non-functional requirement like error handling, logging detail. So what all details you should capture in functional design document, that kind of discussion we will do. Generally, architect will create this functional design document, but as a developer, you should have understanding what all things, what all details we have in functional design document. Since once architect will create that diagram, they will share you that diagram and additional requirement, and you need to work on the development part. So you should have clear understanding about this functional design document. So that part we will discuss in requirement gathering. And we will discuss about all the API, what we are going to cover in this project. We will discuss about the business functionality and everything will come inside the requirement gathering. Then we will discuss about the project lifecycle. So in project development lifecycle, we have multiple phase like requirement gathering, development, deployment, support. So all those kind of discussion we are going to do in this project lifecycle discussion. And we have multiple methods, like multiple way of handling this project development lifecycle, like waterfall model, agile methodology. Okay. So we will be more focused on agile methodology since nowadays most of the organization are following or working on this agile methodology also only. Okay. So we will discuss about this agile methodology and to manage our agile methodology, like many projects use this Jira ticketing tool. Okay. So we are also going to use this Jira ticketing tool, and I will explain everything: how to create story, how to create epic, how to give story point, what is how and what all factors will be there, which will help you to decide the story point. Okay, so all those things will be covered in Jira setup and management. Okay, there might be some other tool. Different organization might need are using other tools like ServiceNow, or they are using this agile ticketing tool. Sorry, not agile, Azure ticketing tool. Okay. So different organization using the different tool, but all tool works in same concept. Okay, there you will have reporter, you will have assignee, you will have your ticket like to do development, testing, deployment. Okay, so there will be different stages. So all those things we will discuss. Once you will be good with any one ticketing tool, other tool will be very similar. Okay, you will not take much effort and you can easily understand. Then common repository, we are going to use two things here. One is Confluence and other one is Git. Confluence we will use as a common repository where we will put all the where we will do all the documentation work, and that will be accessible throughout the organization. So within that organization, what all like developer will be there, all will have access of this common document repository where you can maintain functional design document, technical design document, some project standards, API standards, all those things you can maintain in Confluence. So that discussion we will do. So yeah, like different project again use different tool, but all tool works in same way. So Confluence is one of the popular tool for this, as a, you can say, central repository for documents. Okay. So we will see this particular tool, how it works. Okay. As I mentioned, we will learn this Git repository. So again, whenever you will work on any project, you need one SCM tool, source control manager. Okay. So that tool will help you to manage your code. Okay. Since within a project, there will be multiple team members. Okay. And like whatever team members will be there, they need to have like access of the code, what other developer is also working. Okay. So there should be some common repository for code which can be accessed throughout the organization among the developers who all are working for a project. Okay. So this particular like tool we will use for this purpose. If someone is facing a problem while joining, let me quickly check. Okay. Then next we have Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. So this is again standard process. Okay. All these things like what we have discussed, agile methodology, Jira, Confluence, Git, Jenkins. Okay. All these are irrespective of technology. Okay. It's not only applicable for Mulesoft. No matter you are working in Mulesoft, you are working on Java, you are working on .NET, you are working on TIPCO. Everywhere you have to use all this, like you will use this set of tool and technology. So Jenkins is here for CI/CD pipeline. Okay. So in this project, we will implement CI/CD pipeline also. We will write the pipeline script and we will do automation on deployment part. Okay. So we will do continuous integration and continuous deployment. So I will show you step by step everything, how to install the Jenkins server, how to start, and then how to write the pipeline script, and then like how you will build and deploy the process. Okay, everything will be covered in this training program. Okay. Yeah, this all set like will be API development lifecycle, creating RAML. Okay, so first we will create the RAML. We will follow all the best practice while creating the RAML. So whenever you are creating RAML and whenever you are doing the development, okay. So you like first thing you have to do all those things like RAML development and API development, but at the same time you need to focus on the best practice also. Okay. Let's say you are creating RAML, everything you are giving defining inside the RAML only. Then your RAML will be very lengthy and it will be difficult for other people to understand. So there are many best practice like you can create traits, data type, examples, and then you can create fragment, you can create library. So all these things will help you to make the reusable components which you can use across the RAML file. Okay. So all those best practice we will follow and like even like when you will work for organization, you should follow all this best practice. The second, API development lifecycle. In API development lifecycle also, like not API development, like in API development only you need to do only the development of happy path. You need to be equally focused on the error handling. You need to be equally focused on the logging part. Okay. All these like things are not mandatory to meet your business requirement, but it will help you when your code will go on higher environment. Okay. Whenever there will be any error, okay, you need to handle it properly. Whenever there will be anything, you need to capture in log properly. So you will able to monitor your API whenever it will go on higher environment. You will able to troubleshoot the problems. So all those kind of best practice we will see when log and when we should not do log. Okay. Log will help you to troubleshoot your API, to monitor your API, but at the same time, if you will put too many log, then your like API performance will degrade. Okay. So you should know like what all places we should put logging and what all like practice we need to follow while doing the logging. Okay. So whenever we are doing logging, we should not display the sensitive information. Okay. We should not capture too many data. So there are many best practice we should follow. So those kind of discussion we will do in API development best practice and even folder structure, property file, sensitive information, how we will capture all the sensitive information. So all those things will be covered in this API development and best practice. Then next will be testing. Okay, so once you will complete the API development, you will follow all the best practice. You will do error handling, logging, everything will be completed. Then we will go for testing part. So here we will do unit testing and we will do M-unit testing. So as a developer, you need to do these two testing. Unit testing using Postman and M-unit testing to automate the testing process. Okay. So those two things we will cover. And apart of that, like there will be integration testing, performance testing, pen testing, load testing, all those things will be done by testing team. But you should have idea what all this like what all this testing mean. Okay. So those things I will explain theoretically, but practically we will do this unit testing and unit testing. Next, we will have CI/CD pipeline we already discussed. Then we will discuss about the different deployment model. So here in Mulesoft, we have different deployment model. We are going to use cloud of deployment model, but I will give you high level overview, not very detailed, but just high level overview to make you understand what all different deployment model we have and how it works. Okay, so like during interview, they may ask you some basic information. Even you will mention I worked on Cloud Hub, but if they are using some different deployment model, they might expect at least you know basic of the other deployment model. So in market like on-premise, that is also very famous. Like many organizations are using on-premise deployment and RTF also. So Cloud Hub, RTF, and on-prem. These three is very commonly used in market. So you need to understand when to use RTF, when to use Cloud Hub, when to use on-premise, what all different key factors are there. Based on that, we take decisions. So that kind of discussion we will do. Yeah. And then we have, we will discuss about different environment. Okay. So you will see in many organizations, they have only non-prod and prod. But if you will go for any big organization, any standard organization, then they maintain all the environment like dev that will be used by developer, then SIT that will be used by testing team for integration testing, UAT that will be used by user for user acceptance testing, and then pre-prod. In pre-prod, it will be replica of production environment where we will do all this kind of load testing, performance testing, pen testing, all those things happen on pre-prod. And then final, we will have production where we will deploy our code on release date. Okay, so those kind of discussion we will do there. Then, yeah, as I mentioned, we are going to use this Cloud Hub deployment model. So we will deploy our application on Cloud Hub using CI/CD pipeline, and we will see how to apply different security policy like rate limiting policy, then basic authentication, client ID enforcement, and one of the important security policy which we are going to cover, that is OAuth. Okay, so I will show you like how to create OAuth service provider using Mulesoft OAuth connector. At the same time, we will secure our API using OAuth policy, and we'll discuss working principle of OAuth policy also. Okay, this is very commonly used policy in market. Like OAuth is very common. Whenever you will use and like you will consume any third party API, or whenever you are exposing your API to external world, most of the places you will see either OAuth or JWT token. So we are going to this. We are going to practically we are going to see OAuth, but I will explain JWT also how it works. Practically we will not do. Practically we will do only OAuth. Apart of that, practically we will do basic authentication, client ID enforcement, rate limiting policy. All we will do practically also. Environment promotion, like this is not very frequently used thing, but I will show you how you can promote the environment. Let's say you want to move your environment. You have all the setup in dev environment. Now you want to prepare your SIT. So one option is there. You can do all the setup again in SIT. Okay. Other option we have, we can promote the environment. So it will be like few click activity. Okay. Within few click, your next environment will be ready. Okay. So that kind of discussion we will do there. And in security policy, we already discussed what all things we are going to cover. And at the end, I will explain how you will explain this project in your interview. Okay. As I mentioned, this will be complete real-time project. Okay. Whatever functionality we will cover, that is real scenario only, real functionality only. And we'll take some like use case where we will fit this functionality and we'll make it completely practical. Okay. We have this objective of this exercise. So here we are going to simulate the real world scenario. Okay. So we'll do everything how we do in organization, starting from requirement gathering and all these steps. Okay. We'll use Mulesoft out of box capabilities. Like, and we will discuss which component will be more appropriate. Like same task you can do using set variable also, you can use using transform message also. But when you should use set variable, when you should use transform message, that we will discuss here. So you can do same thing using parallel for each also. Using you can do same thing using batch processing also. But which scenario we should use parallel for each, which scenario we should use batch processing. So that kind of discussion we will do based on our use case. Okay. I will not cover all the component, but in our use case, what all business requirement will come to achieve that business requirement, what all possible component we have, and which will, sorry, which one will be more suitable component and why, that kind of discussion we will do. Okay. Then, yeah. So we will follow all the API development life cycle. Okay. So I will like while developing API, one time I will show you like as per Mulesoft suggestion, what all steps should be there in API development lifecycle and how we followed. So that kind of correlation I will do. Okay. And for testing, we will use Postman and MUnit, all those things we will do. So here our objective will be to simulate the real world scenario, how we do project in organization. Same way we will do one project here to this trading problem. Next, here we have list of software what we are going to use in this particular project. So we need an endpoint platform. So this like you can create trial version for 1 month. After 1 month, you will not able to deploy your application on Cloud Hub, but your account will be still active. Okay. You will able to see RAML and other things, but you will not able to deploy your application after 1 month. So here I will suggest like while creating this for this training program, create new account. So I will, if you are completely new, then I will show you how to create account, and we will have some discussion like what all capability we have in endpoint platform account. So that kind of things we will cover here. And then okay. Second one, we have Anypoint Studio. So this particular software we will use for development purpose. You can do development in Anypoint platform also, but that development for POC purpose. Okay. But when you will work for a project and all, then we use this Anypoint Studio software. So I will show you all these tips, like all this software, I will help you to install in your system. Okay, I will show you all these tips, how to download, how to install, and how to run this application. Then we have Git repository. So for Git also, we'll create account and like whatever team members we have for this training program. So we will treat like we all are working in one organization and we are working on one project. So we'll create the Git repository and we'll give access to everyone. So you will contribute Git repository. Okay, whatever development I will do, you will able to see, and whatever you will do, I will able to see, and we can take each other code also. And Git desktop, this software we will use to manage this Git repository. Okay, so we have like a different way. You can use Git command also, but I prefer to use this Git desktop since this is like graph. This will give you graphical interface. You don't need to write the command. Everything you can do in graphical way. So you will have multiple click activity and you can do all the tasks like cloning repository, git commit, git push pull, everything you will able to do by click only. You don't need to write the command. So we will install this software and will help you to learn this software, how it works. There are few alternative of this Git desktop software like source tree is there. Two more is there. So that also you can use, but Git desktop is you can say it's more graphical, like graphical view is very good in Git desktop. So we'll use this one. We will use this Postman for the testing purpose. When and JDK, these two, like it's a inbuilt in your Anypoint Studio, but still like for many projects due to different purpose, you might need to install Maven and JDK and you need to use this particular Maven and JDK in your studio. So I will show you that setup, how to install Maven in your system, how to install JDK, and how to integrate with your studio instead, like Anypoint Studio, instead of using default one. Okay, by default, we have Maven also and JDK also in our Anypoint Studio software. But I will show you if your project need how you can use this, like your project is specific, like what you have installed in your system, how you will use that Maven and JDK in your Anypoint Studio. That particular project, mostly we are going to connect like with external system like Salesforce, database, some third-party API. So for that purpose, we will create Salesforce account. So here I will give you some Salesforce admin knowledge also. Okay, not in very detailed one. I will give you admin knowledge so that you will able to do some activity like creating Salesforce object, how to see the records inside the object, how to see all the fields. So that kind of basic knowledge I will give. So whenever you will start working on any project, that will remove some of your dependency from the Salesforce team. Okay, every time you don't need Salesforce team to provide all the things to you. So you will able to do many things by yourself. Once we will cover this thing, Salesforce account creation and some admin part. Okay. Then for database purpose, we are going to use cloud-based data like database instead of doing like local installation. So we will use this remote MySQL account. Okay. So I will help you to create account in remote MySQL server. So in that case, you don't need to do local setup of database. So you can use this cloud version and your system performance will not impact since it's running in the cloud. Only you need to connect with the detail, credential and all. Okay, so that I will show you how to create account and how to do connection and all. Get Jira account and Confluence. So these two are Atlassian product which we are going to use. As I mentioned, Jira is very famous. in market, like many agile project is using this Jira ticketing tool. So we are also going to learn for this agile project how this tool works and what all details we capture here and how to capture as a developer, what all responsibility we will have on in this tool, like what all story will be assigned to you, how to update that story, how to estimate, how to give story point, all those discussion we will do. Confluence also I will show you how to manage shared repository for document and how parallelly multiple developer can work. All those things we will see practically. For SMS and email part, we will do setup of this SMTP server. We will see the default logger also in what we have in Anypoint, Anypoint platform with Mule runtime. At the same time, I will show you how to integrate with Splunk logging framework. Okay. So we'll do setup of Splunk logging framework and we'll integrate with our Mulesoft project. So many, like this is also very famous, like you can say monitoring framework. Many organizations use this Splunk. Okay. So that also we will see practically. We will do all this setup in our system. Jenkins part we already discussed. We will see Jenkins setup also, all everything. So all the software and account, what you can see here, we will create all the account, we will install all the software and we will use in our project. Secure, like whenever we will have sensitive information to capture, to store those information, first we need to encrypt those information. So we are going to use secure property jar for that. So we will install and we will see how to run the command to encrypt or decrypt the data and what all property we need to define in our project. So that kind of discussion we will do. Next, we have like these are the key component, connector, and security policy. Okay, so here whatever things you can see, more than 90% thing will be covered in this project. Okay, you can say more than 95% thing will be covered. Only like maybe one or two things will not be covered in this project, but and these are the key things like Salesforce connector, database connector, SMTP connector, object store connector, HTTP connector, API kit connector. Okay. Then for OAuth policy, we will use OAuth connector. So these are the key connectors which we are going to use in this project. Coming to key components, we have batch processing, cache component, choice router, scatter gather, for loop, honor continue, honor propagate, raise error component, scheduler component. Okay. All those things like we will cover in this project. Then security policy, as I mentioned, we will cover OAuth policy, client ID enforcement, rate limiting, HTTP caching. So all this we will see practically, but a part of that, like few security policy, we will discuss theoretically also. So which will help you during your interview process. And whenever you will start working in any project, you will have idea of those security policies. So far, if anyone has any question like on the course content part or objective of this course or software list, if anyone has any question or anything, you can ask. So it looks like so far no one has.
Hi, Ravi.
Yes.
Ramesh here.
Yes.
So, regarding the project, so which domain we are covering basically healthcare or the payment related?
Okay. No. So this one will cover banking plus healthcare. So what project I am going to cover? That will be suitable for banking also. That will be suitable for healthcare also. Okay, I will give you that use case. Like in next session, we will discuss about that use case, and then I will explain you why it's suitable for healthcare and why it's suitable for banking. Okay,
Mhm.
so there are multiple functionality. Okay, let's say payment one only. So payment functionality is like no matter you are in retail domain, there also you need to do payment. If you are in resource domain, there also you need to do payment. Okay, so that is suitable for retail, resource, and many other domain. Okay, so same way, what project we are going to cover in this training program, so that will be suitable for banking and uh, healthcare domain. You can put in any domain that will be fit there.
Mhm. Yeah, one more question on the Salesforce. So, Mulesoft will be deployed in an enterprise where Salesforce is not there, or Mulesoft will be always with Salesforce in any enterprise.
Okay, so see, most of the places like Salesforce and MuleSoft, like whenever you will go for project, most of the places, Salesforce and MuleSoft will be together, but it's not mandatory. There are many projects are there where they are not using at all Salesforce product, but they are using MuleSoft. Okay,
Mhm.
but like mostly you will get some part of Salesforce, and Salesforce is now not only working on CRM, many side they are working. Okay, so
Mhm.
some piece of functionality or like some piece of their product you will definitely use in your project. Even in my project, we are not using Salesforce as a CRM system, but still we are using Salesforce like marketing cloud for email and SMS part. Yeah, so
Mhm.
there we are integrating with Salesforce using Salesforce connector.
Mhm.
Yeah. So next we have on schedule like what will be timing and all. So here we will have class on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, every Saturday and Sunday we will have 3 hours each. Within that 3 hours, we will have 15-minute break. Okay, so mostly it will be night time or morning time. So night time for India and morning time for US people. And yeah, like we have many people from US and we have many people from India. So definitely you will have your lunch or dinner time in between. So we will have 15-minute break for that. Okay, and yeah, we will have 3 hour session Saturday and Sunday. Then we will have doubt session from Monday to Friday. Okay. So whatever I will do in Saturday and Sunday, definitely you will understand those things Saturday and Sunday, but you need to practice all those things in your system by yourself, and then you will get lots of doubts and you will get lots of like error where you need our help to resolve all those errors. Okay, so we will have doubt session. So I have one dedicated team for that. Okay, they arrange doubt session every Monday to Friday. Timing will be in between 6 to 8. Okay, sometimes 6 p.m., sometimes 6:30 p.m. But we used to like I will add you in one group. So that is for doubt session. Okay, everyone will join that group, and every day you will get one post. What will be timing, exact timing for the doubt session. Okay, so that you need to join here and you can ask your doubt. This 2 day, I will completely dedicated on class. I will keep teaching you new things, component, connector, and we will implement the project. Here also, I will take the doubt, but not the bigger. Let's say I did something, I developed some API. You also developed that API, and you got some error that need that needs some fix and that needs some debugging. That will might take 15-20 minutes. So we will not spend that 15-20 minutes here. If you have something discussion kind of thing, why this is doing, why not this, so that kind of things we will cover here. But if you need troubleshooting and all, you need to join this doubt session. Okay, for US time, like it will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then again we will have 15-minute break. And doubt session part, it will be 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Okay. So this will be class timing and this will be doubt session timing for Indian and US time. Okay. Mostly we have like people here from US and India. So I given this two time. But if someone is from like sometime people are joining from UK also. If anyone is there from UK time, then you can convert by yourself. If you need my help, yeah, you can connect with me. Okay. So all this thing we already discussed. Now coming to prerequisite part. Okay. So here, as I mentioned, like we will be more focused on the project part, how we do project in organization, everything we will try to replicate here. We will follow same step and procedure here. But at the same time, like I will teach you basic thing also, but I will not like take this as a training, basic training program where I will teach you all the component and connector. So we will cover everything through project. During our project, whatever component connector will come, I will explain those component connector and I will give you in detail knowledge of those component and connector. Okay. So what I will suggest here, you have like this Monday to Friday, you have almost 1 week of time. So what I will suggest here, just go through all this training program. So I have all this recorded video. Like here we have basic training, basic concept, like component level, like it's a based on component. Each component I have taken here and I explained and I did some POC. So here you will get basic training. This one is one small project is there. Okay. This is maybe many of you have already completed that transport module project. And then here we have like one complete playlist for data weave. Almost 12 video are there and we have covered lots of predefined function and capability of data weave. Okay. I will suggest this three, minimum this three you need to complete as soon as possible. Okay. Spend 2 hours, 3 hours of time from Monday to Friday and try to complete all these things. So what advantage you will get once you will complete all these three things here from here? During this real-time project, you will not struggle to learn the basic component, basic concepts. Okay. You will be completely focused on to learn this project. So here, as I mentioned, we will follow the project development lifecycle and we will see everything. Okay. So if you will complete this, you will be focused on learning all those like things what we have planned for this training program. But if you don't have basic knowledge, then there you need to learn two things. One, you need another second thing you need to learn the project development life cycle. Okay. So for you, it will be more hectic. So please try to complete this 3 recording minimum. Okay. If not, this is mandatory. You must need to complete. This two will be well and good. And at the end of this course, like once we will complete or once we'll be in between of the course, you can go through this part. Okay. So here you will get like many interview question, what you will get very frequently during your interview. Okay. It helped a lot and many people learned from this video and they cleared the interview. Like 50-60% question you will get directly from here. Okay. So all those things you need to start learning from today or tomorrow itself and try to complete this 3 part by Friday, at least this part. Okay. So then this training program will be much helpful. Okay. So here, like whatever students we have, all are already registered student. But if you have any friend and family, they want to learn this Mulesoft, yeah, you can suggest this training program. So this week, like this Sunday, like we are not going to learn any, like we are not going to start any technical thing. Since I want everyone to complete at least the part, so it will be easy for you. people to understand and to learn from this training program. Okay. So you have now 1 week to make yourself ready for this training program. And from next week, like your schedule will be very hectic. Saturday and Sunday, I will do lots of things which you need to do in your system by Monday to Friday. At the same time, you will get assignment also. So here we will have like almost 10 plus API, like 40 to 50% API I will develop. I will explain. So 40% to 50% API I will develop and I will explain. Okay. And you will learn, like you will follow me to learn the process. And then rest of the API you need to develop as a assignment. Until unless you will not do hands-on, you will not get complete understanding. Okay. So first, two set of API means system API, process API, and experience API. Set of API I will develop. I will teach you everything. I will explain everything step by step, how we do, what all things we need to do, what all best practice we need to follow. Like from start to end, I will do everything. And rest of the API, I will give you as a assignment and you need to do everything from start to end. Okay. So this entire thing, like I have planned for this training program. If anyone has any question on this part, or if anyone has anything else which you are expecting to cover here, yeah, you can highlight or you can discuss here. So I'm done from my side. If you have any query or anything, you can ask now.
Hi, Ravi. From the software lists, so what was the purpose of Splunk? Um,
Okay, Splunk is log monitoring framework. Okay, so many organizations use this Splunk as a log monitoring framework, which help you to like it's a framework which help you to easily monitor your logs. Okay, there will be many filters there. Okay, so that will help you to identify what log you are looking for. So lots of like advantage we have to use this, like those log monitoring framework. It will be like it will help you to monitor your log easily.
okay, thank you.
Ravi, regarding Mulesoft training, I mean, do you provide any training or do you have any references?
See, basic training, actually Mulesoft is very easy to understand, like and like on internet and all, there are very good resources are there. Okay, so I will not suggest to go with basic training for any paid one or any paid training. Just go through this training and you will get many other training material on YouTube and all. You can follow that one also. But yeah, still, if you think that person is completely from non-IT background and he must need one, like you can say, mentor, like who can teach them on like live through this live session, then I'm going to start one training. Okay, that will not be only basic, that will be one complete package for non-IT people who want to move their career in IT. Okay, that will contain everything. So before the basic training, I will take some session for basic of computer also, like Word document, Excel, and everything. Then we will have basic training of MuleSoft. Then we will have two real-time project. Then we will have interview preparation classes. Okay, and even I will help them for like this managing this experience and all also. So for that, I have tie up with one company. So they will consider like during that training program, they will enroll them as their employee, and they will give all this experience letter and everything. So that will be one complete package for everything. So if anyone want to register for that, yeah, you can connect with me.
What will be the duration of that course?
Okay, that will be, as I mentioned, like that training program for non-IT people. So I will take everything in very detail and step by step. So duration will be 6 months.